Hey, welcome back to my channel, Shaun Stevenson Books. I'm Shaun Stevenson. I like to write and I like to read books, and I am the author of the Throne series. And today we are talking all things Nintendo, because not only am I an avid reader, but I also love to play video games. I grew up on Nintendo, the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. I played all those old games back in the day. I remember when Super Mario Bros. 3 came out. So I played a lot of these games. I have a lot of these games still. I still have my original NES, which still does work, actually, believe it or not. And so I love all things Nintendo. So today I wanted to talk to you all about all the books that I have that are Nintendo related. So I've got some really fun series here. I have some choose your own adventure books that are Nintendo themed. And I also have some manga that I want to talk about, because I do read a little bit of manga depending on what it's about. So I want to talk about that too. Let's dive in to the world of 8-bit entertainment, Nintendo, and beyond, I guess. So first up, we have a very interesting series. This is book number 2, Leaping Lizards, in the Nintendo Adventure Book series. This was a book series that came out in the 90s. That's a choose-your-own-adventure style book. But what's interesting about these is they're not just a flip the page, turn to see what choices you make. They also have some puzzle elements. So in these books, there are sometimes puzzles that you have to solve in order to figure out which way to go. And so depending on what you land on when you solve the puzzle, that will tell you where you're going to go. So this is Leaping Lizards. It's book number 2 in the Nintendo Adventure Book series, and this is a special Pringles edition. They had 2 editions of each of these that came out, the original editions and the special Pringles edition. I don't really know what makes the Pringles editions that special, honestly, but here we are. So that is the special edition version. The other thing that's interesting about these books is you can collect coins and items. At the end of the book, you get a score based on what items you collected, as well as how many coins you had. So you collect coins, you have to kind of keep track. In the back, they have a place where you can keep track of your score, but I never write in that when I do these. I like to get a piece of paper, or I use my notes app on my phone and just write down the coins I've got, the items I've collected, all those sorts of things. So that is book number 2, Leaping Lizards. I also have the regular edition of book number 2, which is a lot cleaner of a copy. This is one I actually bought back in the day when these were coming out. So book number 2, it has that great little snake on the back. It's so funny. So Leaping Lizards, book 2. And then I also have book number 3 in the Nintendo Adventure Book series, Monster Mix-Up. And this one has some really, really funny interactions and endings where Mario and Luigi become like one person at one point. It's really, it's just a weird book. But that is book number 3 in the Nintendo Adventure Books series. And then I also have book number 4, which is Koopa Capers, which I love that the boos are on the front of this one. This one is one of the most recent ones I've collected. So book number 4 here, these great old yellowed pages. And then book number 5, this is Pipe Down with the official Nintendo seal of quality. This is another one that I actually purchased back in the day when it was on the shelf at the local bookstore. So book number 5, Pipe Down, and I love that this one has Princess Peach in a major role. And then this one I found for 99 cents at a used bookstore. Now, one of the things about these Nintendo Adventure books is they sometimes go for real high prices. Some of the later ones, like Dinosaur Dilemma, and later on Unjust Desserts and Brain Drain, and there's 2 Legend of Zelda ones of these. Those are real pricey and hard to find. They're not that often they're available. One of the other interesting things about these later books is they start to be based on Super Mario World. So some of the later ones are based on Super Mario World, include Yoshi and some of the different characters from the Super Mario World game, rather than just the first 3 Mario Bros games. So this one is Dinosaur Dilemma, and it's all about Yoshi. So Yoshi's up in this one. It's a lot of fun. Book number 7. And then my favorite one of all of these books, also one of the ones I got way back in the day. This is number 8, Flown the Koopa. And this one also is based on the Super Mario World. This one's a pretty hard one to get now, but this is book number 8, Flown the Koopa, and I love the artwork on this one. I love Magic Koopas in this. It's just a great one. I've read this one several times. I really enjoy reading it through. So that is book number 8, Flown the Koopa. Those are all of the Nintendo Adventure books that I have, and there are more that I don't have that someday I hope to collect, so we'll see. Moving on from Mario and Nintendo Adventure books to some manga. I am also a huge Legend of Zelda fan. I actually have a replica of the Master Sword, but I don't have it here, so I can't show it to you here. But I do have a replica of the Master Sword. I love Legend of Zelda. I think it's so much fun. And so I have some of the manga that were based on the Legend of Zelda games. And what's really awesome about this series is they base the art style around the individual games. So this is Ocarina of Time Part 1. This is traditional manga style. You do read it from right to left rather than from left to right. So at first, when I first read this, I had never read a book that was right to left before. And so it did take my brain a little bit to adjust, but then I found I really enjoyed reading right to left. So the art style is so much fun. Like I said, they imitate the game that it is based on, and it's pretty much the plot of the game. There's not a lot added to it. These are all written by a team of writers, Akira Himikawa, and these books are just so much fun. So this is Ocarina of Time Part 1. This was, I believe, one of the first ones that they put out in this manga series of Legend of Zelda. And then here's Part 2, Ocarina of Time. And I love that the shield is right there front and center. I remember playing this game on Nintendo 64 back in the day, so it is like nostalgia bait for me. And then Majora's Mask. This one is only in one volume. Some of them are split into two depending on how long the story is, but this one is just told in one volume, Majora's Mask. The next one I have is Oracle of Seasons. This is based off one of the Game Boy games that came out that was really a return from Link's Awakening. It was a very similar style to that, and I love these. You can kind of play them interchangeably between Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, which came out at the same time. And these books are just a lot of fun and tell the story of Oracle of Seasons. And then the next one I have, obviously, is Oracle of Ages, which tells the story of that Game Boy game. And then the next one I have is another two-parter, Four Swords, Part 1. So this one is the one that Link is split in 4 different links from, I believe, from the 4 different time periods, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. And Part 2 of Four Swords. So that one is another fun one. This storyline was really good, I thought. I liked that one. And then we also have Phantom Hourglass, a game I've never really been able to get into. I just was not as much into the sailing around aspect of this game. It just was not my favorite out of all of them. But this is the book, which I did like, this manga. And then this one, I love this one. The Minish Cap. I love the Minish Cap. I think it's just such a great, whenever Link is teamed up with someone that is a little snarky and a little funny, that is a great Legend of Zelda plotline in my opinion. So that is the Minish Cap. The last of these green cover ones is A Link to the Past, and based off the Super Nintendo game. And I loved this one. I really love the art style that's in this one. I think it's a really well done art style, really based off of the artwork that came from the game. And you have Link in this costume, which is so great. So I really loved this one. That is A Link to the Past, which is a really great Legend of Zelda game. I think it and Ocarina of Time. Oh, but I do like Breath of the Wild. I don't know which one I like the best, but this one's a really good one. Definitely up there. And then they split the game Twilight Princess into a bunch of volumes. And I actually don't have all of these yet. I only have 4 out of them so far. But here is Twilight Princess Part 1. So this one, I've never played this game either, actually. So this one was one of the games I didn't actually play, but oh, those guys are so scary. I don't like when they show up in Breath of the Wild. So that is Part 1. And then Twilight Princess Part 2. So the art style, I love the way that they portray the art style of the game. They're so great. That is part 2. And then here is part 3 of Twilight Princess. Another great one. And then I haven't read this one yet because I don't have after part 3. I've read up to part 3. But this is part 8 in the Twilight Princess series for Legend of Zelda. It has a little bit of a sticky residue because I got this one used. I still have been trying to work off. So getting off sticky residue is always really tricky. You can see there's still a little bit of sticker there that I've been working off. Sometimes I like to use a little bit of masking tape rolled up on my fingers, and you kind of dab it like this, and that can help pull off some of the sticky, but you have to be careful. You have to kind of like inspect like what's going on with the book cover to see if that will take off book cover. This one is a very glossy cover, so it's not going to really take off book cover at all. But so doing like a little bit of tapping like that with masking tape is a great way to get that sticky residue off. But I just haven't taken the time to finish doing it yet. So that is number 8. So then I do have another video game manga series. Now this is not technically Nintendo. Well, actually a little bit is Nintendo because one of these games was on a Nintendo system. This is actually going over to the PlayStation. This series but it is a video game related series. So I'm tossing it in as a bonus. I know it's not Nintendo. Don't come at me. I'm a positive person, please. So this is the Kingdom Hearts complete box collection of the first 4 books in this manga series. So I'll show those to you. So these ones were printed left to right, and this is book number 1. And this one, Kingdom Hearts is a game, if you don't know, it combines some Final Fantasy elements with Disney elements. So it's kind of a fun game that I've enjoyed playing these. But the storyline makes no sense. So even in manga form, I have no idea what the storyline is. I just go along with it and enjoy the action and the story that's there. That's hard to follow, but it's fun. So that's Kingdom Hearts number 1. And then Kingdom Hearts number 2, where they go into the world of Agrabah from Aladdin. So that is a fun book. Oh, it looks like the Sonic the Hedgehog rings there. Different franchise. And then book number 3, where they go into the Little Mermaid world, Under the Sea to Atlantica. That one's a lot of fun too. You can see like all the Little Mermaid places in that one. And then the final book in the first series, here it is, number 4. These ones come out from Tokyo Pop. The other ones, the Legend of Zelda ones, come out from Viz Kids. That is that one. And then, of course, I got the box set for those because I wanted the nice little box for those 4 to go in. And then when they changed to the next game that they covered, Chain of Memories, they actually did put it in the right to left style. So this is book number 1 of the Chain of Memories game, which is a game that I've played. I don't understand the storyline. I don't know if anyone does. Kingdom Hearts is a very convoluted story. I'm sure someone will be in the comments saying, yeah, I totally know the story, and I'm very glad because I don't, and it is confusing to me. But these ones are just a lot of fun. It just continues the story from the first one. And then Chain of Memories 2. These ones got Chain of Memories 2. These ones got a lot longer than the first ones in the Kingdom Hearts series. So these ones are great. You have Mickey on the back there. Chain of Memories 2. And then I only have the first 2 of Kingdom Hearts 2. I need to get the rest of them. There is a 3 and 4, I believe, but I haven't gotten them yet. So this one is Kingdom Hearts 2, book 1 of 2. These ones were also written right to left. So and this is Kingdom Hearts 2, book 2. And then last but not least, I wanted to show you one little magazine I got that was a lot of fun. I actually picked this up recently. It's an unofficial guide to Mario, and this is fun because this magazine goes through like all the different iterations of Mario, from the new movie to the cartoon show, all the games that they had. So this was a fun little magazine that I picked up just at the store. It was like in one of the racks, and I thought, oh, that's fun. I kind of wanted to look at that. And then when I looked at it and saw it was like also about the old style, old Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, I thought, oh yeah, I would love to read this. So I've read through this. It's a lot of fun. It talks all about all the different Mario things of all Mario. That is my collection of all my Nintendo and Nintendo game related, video game related, because Kingdom Hearts, I know, Chain of Memories is on Nintendo, but not The other two games, those are Sony. Those are the rest of my video game books. Do you have any video game style books or video game related books that I don't have? Have you ever read the Nintendo Adventure books? They are so much fun. I really, really enjoy those. And like I said, I found one at a used bookstore for 99 cents, and they did not know what they had when I found it back in the day. So they can go pretty expensive online. Some of the first ones are a little cheaper to find. So if you want to try one out, go for one of the first ones in the series, but the later on ones get real expensive real fast, like north of $100 sometimes. So definitely a collectible. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me on this Nintendo adventure through some Nintendo and video game related books. And until next time, everybody, no matter what it is, keep reading. Bye.